Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, guys. All things solar eclipse here on Morning Break, and we're pleased to have Randy Wheelis, spokesman for Duke Energy here. The number of solar arrays and putting solar into the Duke Energy family is becoming a bigger and bigger deal here.
Right. I mean, North Carolina's second in the nation for solar power. Duke Energy has 35 solar facilities in North Carolina. So, and we're continuing to grow. We have new ones on the drawing board. So solar is a growing part of the energy mix in North Carolina, and Duke Energy is a big part of it.
Yeah. Now take a look at some video that we shot just last week. We were out flying over Union County. This is probably one of the largest solar farms in and around the Charlotte area. What are we looking at there? Because from the sky, those are solar panels. It looks like it could be farm fields.
Right. I think it was a farm at one time. What you're seeing there is more than 600,000 individual solar panels. It's on an area that takes up about 500 acres in Union County. It's one of probably the top 5 largest solar facilities in North Carolina. So this is just part of what Duke Energy is doing to, invest in renewable energy and invest in North Carolina, and it's part of it. And I think you'll see more of it in the Charlotte region.
And you said right now solar for Duke Energy in North Carolina comprises about 3 to 4%, but you take that into the peak of the afternoon and it climbs up into the teens.
Right.
What are you guys looking at during a solar eclipse? Is there something that you can actually glean from the eclipse and study to see what happens to that energy production?
Well, it's a real learning process for us today, because what's going to happen in the middle of the afternoon when solar is cranking at its peak, we're going to see a sharp decline over about an hour and a half. So what we've got to do is make sure we have power plants in reserve that can kick in, produce electricity when that solar is waning, but also we're going to have to pull it back because the solar is going to ramp right back up right after the eclipse.
Yeah, because it starts and it works its way to totality, and then it's only a few minutes, but it takes probably another half an hour or so to get out of the eclipse.
Right.
But you study that so you have a better idea of what happens on an extremely cloudy day, especially as the percentages of solar power go up, and how you sort of balance that demand for power and the sun and the wind.
Right. You know, it's a balancing act we do every day. The eclipse is just a unique circumstance, but when you look in the future, I mean, North Carolina is going to probably triple the amount of solar it has overall over the next 5 years. So we're already number 2 in the nation, only behind California. So there's a lot more solar coming in North Carolina, and balancing that grid. People take the grid for granted. It does a great job. We've got to just balance it, and this will be a good learning process for us today.
It'll be pretty neat to watch this afternoon. Any idea in terms of numbers, kilowatt hours that you produce at peak, and what you will see that drop to? And even when we head towards totality, I don't think the Union County farm will be in the path, but any idea of what it drops to?
Yeah, so what we're looking at, during a peak time, we may be getting 2,500 megawatts of electricity from solar. That's about the size of the McGuire nuclear station, so there's a lot of solar out there. We'll see that dip almost down to maybe 200 megawatts, because a lot of the states in that 95%, 90% totality. So we'll see it drop a lot down. It's going to ramp back up. So we can learn something here. It's a balancing act. We do it every day. We don't have an eclipse every day, but we do it every day, and we'll continue to do it in the future.
And likely, because of scientists today, we'll know when the next one is and where it's going to pass across.
Right. There'll be a lot more solar in the future, but we'll be ready for it.
Randy, thank you so much. Randy Wheelis from Duke Energy, preparing us for the power drop-off this afternoon. We'll take a quick break here on Morning Break and be right back.